Big props to you guys for having the ERG put this on today, so just a round of applause. See Gustavo back there? Y'all better not be a cold crowd, because I will start cussing. Where's she at? Where's she at? I'm waiting for you to be a mess. Come sit up front. As Gianna said, this is our first taping of our live HARE-itage podcast. This is something that we've launched this year. Excited to have pretty much everybody on board here. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our little panel over here. You've all met Gianna. Gianna, do you want to give people a little more background of what it is you do and just pass down the mic?
Like I said, I'm Gianna Christina Ramirez. I am a local community advocate and volunteer. I'm involved with Bunnies on the Bayou, the Diana Foundation, and the Empire of the Royal Sovereign Imperial Court of the Single Star. And so I'm just very involved in the community, and I'm so happy to be here representing Bunnies today. And I will hand it over to my dear friend, Alyssa Kelly.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Kelly. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the program manager for Tony's Place. We are a resource center for unstably housed LGBTQ plus youth in the Houston area. And I am really grateful to be here. Thank you so very much. I'm going to pass it along to Courtney.
Hey y'all, my name is Courtney Sellers. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the executive director of Montrose Grace Place, which is an evening drop-in and support drop-in center for youth experiencing homelessness of all sexualities and genders. We also engage in like diversion supportive services that help youth, at the front door of homelessness. And then we have an advocacy collective called Voices in Power. End up giving this microphone to Kevin.
Last but not least, my name is Kevin Nguyen. I use he, they pronouns. Hey for short. Hey. I'm the director of community engagement here at the Montrose Center in the city of Houston. We are a local nonprofit LGBTQ organization that goes from youth programs to senior programs and everything in between. But specifically in our department, we work on volunteerism, our community center floor at the Montrose Center, and some engagement events around the city of Houston.
Thank you all. As I said, tonight's not about the challenges that we face outside every day. It's about community as a whole. This is what community looks like. And with that being said, again, welcome everybody to Techno Bunny is what I like to colloquially call it. Please make sure to get your pictures over there. I paid a lot of money for that. I paid a lot of money. I really would like y'all to use it. But as my panel wanted to know before we got here, they're like, what's the theme today to talk about? What we're going to talk about today is Pride in Houston. Not the Pride Parade or whatever. But we're going to talk about community visibility and what's next in our community. So, question to all the panelists. If someone asked you in Houston today, if someone new to Houston asked you, what does the LGBTQIA community need most right now, what would you tell them?
Unity. Even in our conversations today, a lot of the organizations are struggling to find funding, to find support within the community, and it unfortunately pits us against each other a lot. When at the end of the day, all of our goals should be the same, to uplift the communities that we aim to serve. So I would like to see less infighting and more community collaboration. I know that we were recently in a meeting talking about how can we collaborate more effectively and show a unified front. I think that the community here is doing a really good job of addressing that issue, but it is an issue that has been a pervasive problem within the Houston community for a very long time.
I second that. I definitely agree in that there's being strides made towards more unity within organizations in the city. And we all work better when we work together, and we all win whenever we stand up for each other together. And I think what I would add to that is we need more voices. We need a lot of new ideas, fresh takes. One of the really good things about having new hires at my organization is that it's like, I want to see what you see that I don't see. So if there's more people that have a different perspective, then it helps us see some of the issues that some of us who may have been in the organizations or like just in the community and active for a long time, maybe we're missing or just blind to. So you can do it. You don't have to be horribly qualified. You're queer, and that's great. That's what we need. We want your voice, we want your thoughts, we want your vision. So volunteer, get involved in organizations. The more of us that there are, the better, the louder we can be, so.
Yeah. I think like support, like I feel as though definitely unity, more voices, and then at the same time, I feel like the people that like we elect to represent us are turning their backs on us and aligning with the side who's already expressed a desire to like break our community down. So one of the things I really think we need is support. Like I think it's great when companies like Microsoft keep their employee resource groups, like because you don't have to anymore, and that's really scary. But I think it starts like, you know, at a company level, but also like just up at the political level, like we need support. We need people that have our backs.
I agree with everyone. We definitely need more community, unity, and support. But I think we should also still continue finding our own joy. We are able to celebrate still in Pride Month for June. It may be a different take this year or a different climate than it is. But the more that we're thriving, the more they can't not see us, and the way that we can still show each other support and the positive things that we're providing for our community is where it can show progress. We are definitely better than we were 10 years ago. We're not better than we were 4 years ago or 2 years ago. But I think it's also, we have made great strides in our community, and we have fought a lot of things within our history with Anita Baker to all the way to all the other anniversaries and things here, like 10-year anniversary of marriage equality, and then also the 10-year anniversary this year for Pulse. There's a lot, hopefully, to celebrate versus to be sad about. And so hopefully we can also express that joy too.
Quick correction, it was Anita Bryant, Anita Baker.
Oh my gosh. You're
Not Anita Bryant. Anita
But we
Bryant.
knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
Florida girl. I know who she is.
When you said, I knew what you meant.
We do.
My bad.
You kind of answered one of my follow-up question a little bit of what has changed in the last 5 years. We know what's changed in the last 5 years. But to follow up with that, my question to you guys is what gives you hope right now? I know it's a hard one.
So,
You would.
do you want me to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. So I told this story before. I'm a trans woman in the state of Texas. It is not, shut up, Jacques. Sorry, we are deeply unserious. I'm a trans woman in Texas. It has not been easy being a trans person in Texas for the last 2 years, especially since the end of the last legislative session here in the state of Texas. But I'm an older trans person, so I knew I would be okay. But I was worried about trans youth and how they would deal with this moment. And last year, not this Pride, but last year, for Trans Day of Visibility, I got to spend time with a bunch of trans punks, young kids at a festival, the Trans Day of Fucking Visibility Festival. It was at this grungy rock bar where the floors were sticky and I don't think the AC was working very well. There were just all these hot and sweaty kids from like ages 12 to 25. And I thought they would be sad. I was there, like, let me hold you, how are you doing? They were just angry and defiant, and they were fully themselves in a room where I was the oldest person, which I'm not used to being. And so all those fears that I had, those were my things that I was holding, because they were full of rage and had their middle fingers up in the air and were essentially just being as Texan could be, like, you want to take this away from me, well, come and take it. because we've been raised our whole lives to be independent and to go against the grain, and then they tell you when you do it, suddenly to fall in line. That's completely anti-Texan. And so spending time with those young people made me feel pride again. And it made me feel how silly of me to forget how defiant teenagers are. I think that they're wiser than us sometimes.
I was just gonna kind of tie it back into what you said about finding places for joy, like any time that we just get the opportunity to be and seeing people seeing people celebrate and find joy this month, that has given me hope, because whatever happens, like, people were still at Pride, the neighborhood is still full of people on the weekends, people are still out here finding moments of joy. That gives me hope, because that means that you're not broken down. And the goal is to break us all down so that we can't find unity, and we can't find community, and we can't find joy. But the more that we push past that and go to punk shows on, what did you say, it was trans-day visibility? Fucking visibility, my bad. Or anything like that, that gives me so much hope. Yeah.
So going in an opposite direction, I think something that brings me hope as well, because like I work with youth, so I see the anger, I see the middle fingers, I see the fuck yous. We have a queer prom, or excuse me, not a queer prom, queer homecoming that we host in October, and watching the queer kiddos dance around and just scream, sing on the dance floor and have a great time is extremely uplifting, and that's a great space to be in. But it's also, I think, looking up to my queer elders, and just getting to know more. What?
Hey, we need them.
Look, I don't know which one of y'all. Look. What's the phrase? A hit dog will holler? What are we doing? I wasn't pointing at anybody in this room. I actually, there's some volunteers at my organization that are retired queer folks, and they are comfortable and happy in their lives for the most part, and I love that for them. But I love hearing about their joy and their fight and their anger and also their happiness, and it's seeing the city's growth when I couldn't be there to witness it myself. So hearing firsthand about some of the bars that don't exist anymore, which is a shame, but then watching new ones grow and pop up is also really uplifting. So I think just taking the history of queerness in the city, and then just seeing how it's continued to remain and persist has also been a space where I find hope too.
For me, personally, I think where I find my hope is definitely in my friend groups. Like, as much as Houston is a representation of our city, my friend groups, I think, are a little microcosm of what the city entails, of different walks of life, different age groups, races, lived experiences, abilities, and religion, faith backgrounds. And so it's so nice to see this group of folks that are supportive of one another, but also have the same goal. And so a lot of them are also LGBTQ, they understand the fight, but they also will need support. So like, just as much as we want to talk about needing support and numbers, you are the company you keep. And then so with other like-minded folks, it gives more hope to like moving the needle forward, so that we can like progress as a space, even though you might not understand the differences between, or the dynamics between gender identity and sexual orientation, but there is a shared goal of wanting to like progress further. So that is what gives me hope. Luckily, I've been blessed enough with the friend groups that I've had and friends that I've made in Houston, and so I appreciate that.
You look like you wanted to say something, Gianna. No. Okay, good. With that being said, visibility matters. Wow. Words are hard. Pride is often associated with celebration. We mentioned this before, but visibility should last all a year. What does meaningful visibility mean to you and to your organizations as a whole? Should we have more than just a Pride Month? Should there be a Pride season? I'm gonna say no, because I'm ready for this month to be done. But outside of that, not to put a plug, but what does Pride 365 look like to you?
Pride 365 specifically, or just?
No, 365 days
What
in
is
the year.
Pride?
Oh, 360, I see.
Wow.
Okay. So I think that, so first of all, I think that October is kind of becoming this Pride 2.0 for the city of Houston in general. I do.
LGBTQ History Month.
It is, thank
National
you.
Coming Out Day,
Mhm.
National Center Day.
Katie
List
Pride.
it
all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the LGBTQ plus History Month, National Coming Out Day.
October 11th, there's National LGBTQ Center Day, Awareness
Mhm.
Day.
Katie Pride.
Katie
Katie
Pride.
Pride.
Women's Pride.
Women's Pride.
Fourth
Corbin
Pride.
Pride is August.
August 15th.
August.
Yeah,
The
so-
same day as the new parade.
Yeah.
And I do
What about
believe,
365?
I think that there's a couple other organizations that do things in October, but
They should have cashed in, right?
Huh?
Sorry.
Literal cash is so great. And then on that same literal money tip, I know the thing about most corporations is they have that matching gifts. And so add us to your matching gifts program. That way, if you donate $200, that's actually $400 to the nonprofit. And that, like for us, that's 2 youth nights worth of dinner. Like you just bought dinner for 2 nights. So things like that are really important. But yeah, like the money is so valuable. Like any corporate partner we have, if they pair anything with like a donation, I love that. And then like Alyssa said, I think it might be really cool for like different corporate ERGs to get together and have like some nonprofit like people that work at them, employees come through and give kind of like an idea like, well, how could you support us? Because sometimes I think like everybody calls the same time asking the same question. Then sometimes I get overwhelmed just fielding the calls. And so, if we could host something like, we'll just get that out there, yeah.
So, second everyone else, the intentionality, like, consistent reliability is what we want, not, pushing about performative or whatever, and then, like, you can also lose that, trust, especially, like, I have to say, they were supportive for a long time as a corporation, and then they faltered and tried to redeem themselves, they're sorry.
Something I want to add is also work in the nonprofit space. And if you work in other places, also know that you have to connect the dots. Don't assume that corporations are going to look at the mission of the organization and completely understand the work that they're doing. But if you're dedicated, if it's something that needs to lead you, make sure you do that work to actually connect those dots so those balls don't get you.
Mike. Absolutely. With that being said, we're gonna both sides of have we overbid? And we're well over, so he's just reporting we rad. I just want to touch back on, I work in the fundraising aspect. I think this is why I didn't speak on the caucus, because I don't give it goes by. And that's what I want, is people's money all the time. I don't care if it's dirty money, it's money. Money makes the world go around, and there's a lot of times, and I'm being controversial when I say this, there's a lot of times when our community has this mindset of, it's got to be a corporation. Let's use Exxon for instance. It's got to be a corporation with clean money, and I'm like, it's money that's going to our community. How it's used in our community is it's being used in our community to do things for homeless youth, to do things for, everybody that needs this funding in community, because we live in a capitalist society. Good intentions don't make the world go round.
especially for our community. That's great and all, but it's all about money. And I do the same thing with Bunnies on the Bayou. I do the same thing with Caucus. You know, I don't care what your policies are. Give me your money. Write a check. I don't care that you're a Republican. Write a check. You know, write checks. But that's the intentionality behind it. Is that there's no such thing as dirty or clean money. It's fine. That's it. Take the money. Run. Now if it comes with conditions, run a little faster. But with that being said, I would like to thank a wonderful panel here. I would like to thank all of you for being out here with Lee, Joe's ERG greatness. And I'd like to thank our wonderful videographer, Ben Hood, up here giving me a round of applause. And with that being said, we're gonna
Two more.
We have 2 more drag numbers. Don't leave. We're gonna end it on a high note.